Alright, in this video I'll review the Learn Check 4 Quadratics in factored form. So there's 4 multiple choice questions here, and it's just based off the Google form that you had to complete. So you have a quadratic function that has an x-intercept at -6, 0 and an axis symmetry of 4. What's the other x-intercept? So what you could do here, just give yourself a little diagram of the situation. So your x-axis, your y-axis, you have an x-intercept at -6. So you know your quadratic will cut through here. The axis of symmetry is at, let's say, 4. And where's the other one? Well, what this relies on is you to remember that there's a reflection. That if my axis of symmetry is here at 4, intercepts here at -6, this will be 10 spaces away. -6 to here, the origin, that's 6 spaces, then 4 more gives us our 10. Well, then our next point should be another 10 spaces over, and 10 spaces past 4 would be at 14. So the answer would be B. Okay, question 2. What is the vertex of the quadratic function? So we have here our 2 x-intercepts that we can pick out as -2, 0. And our other one would be at 6, 0. So if we could get our axis of symmetry, that'll help narrow down the question. So to get our axis of symmetry, we add our 2 x values of our intercepts. So the -2 and 4, add them, divide by 2. So here we get 2 divided by 2. Oops. 2 plus 6. Sorry about that. 4. Divide by 2 and you get 2. So that would take C and D as options, because because our axis of symmetry is always the x value of our vertex. So obviously it can't be -2, it must be A or B. So to get the y value now, we sub our 2 back into the function. So we just put 2 back in where we see x. 2 plus 2 is 4. -4. And you get -16. So the answer here is A. Alright. Let's move down to our other questions. Okay, so question 3. We have a quadratic function that has zeros -10 and -23. Write the quadratic function. So zeros, remember, zeros are the same as x-intercepts. So a function, because it says function, we can write it as f of x. And you would have bracket, and we're doing this in factored form. So you put x in front of each bracket, and remember here you still take the opposite. So if it said -10, you put in a +10. If it says -23, you put in a +23. Okay, and let's just match up to which answer this is, and that's going to be B. Alright, and now for our last one. And let's just shift this over. Here we are. So now, similar to the last question, it wrote out what the zeros or x-intercepts were. Here they're giving it to you as a graph, but it's essentially the same type of question. And your x-intercepts here are at -3, and you have another one there at 4. And write the equation. Here they wrote as y. It could still be written as f of x or y. They're interchangeable. Same thing in this case because it's functions, and we can discuss that more in class. So you'd say x, and here. If it's a -3, we write a +3. And if it's a +4, we write a -4. And that would match up with C or D. It matches with C. There. Again, any questions, and we can deal with that in class.